Hi YouTube, it's Nova again, and just wanted to come in with some thoughts. Today has been a very emotional day. This is much harder than I expected it to be, making videos and being vulnerable and really starting to look within. Like I said in my first video, I am a little over 5 years out. My surgery was October 1st of 2012. And I have watched videos for a long time and seen lots and lots of videos, and now that I'm trying to do it myself, I'm extremely impressed with the vulnerability and that it takes to do an authentic, honest video. And I actually put a video up the other day and took it down because it felt very raw, and although no one's really watching them, a couple people, but I feel so exposed. And so I just appreciate each of you that are making videos more and more after attempting this myself. I put a comment on his video, but I watched Fat King Phil's video. I don't know, it was the latest one, so today's January 10th, 2019, so the one that was the closest to that date. He talked about, I think he's talked to a counselor, which I would highly recommend. I need to do that, I think. But they mentioned, they thought that writing a letter to the old Phil or your old self, pre-weight loss, would be a good idea. So he did that, and he mentioned some things about that process. It struck such a chord with me because he said, please, I'm paraphrasing and summarizing, but talked about, it was the old Phil that got up on that operating table. See, it's gonna make me cry now. That got up on that operating table and ugly crier, and took that step, and literally got us to where we are today, post-op, and living a whole new life. I always associate negative things with the old Nova. Not all. Look, I like my personality, and I think I'm that way because I was overweight, and I'm, sort of I wanted people to like me, so I was a jokey kind of person, and that's who I am, and I like that about myself. But man, that struck such a chord with me because, I think I try to forget that person and who I was, and because I had a lot of struggles, as most of us have. And I don't know if you guys are like this, but I have been overweight my entire life. I'm not saying it's easier or harder, but a lot of people, including some members of my family, didn't gain weight till after I had my third kid or after I had my fifth child, which is nothing wrong with that, but it shapes you. When you grow up fat, for lack of a better word, and I don't have a problem with that word. If you do, that's your right. If you grow up fat, it changes the way you see the world, I think. Being a fat kid, people treat you differently. There's no doubt, and everyone has differences, and I know that, but I think I'm a much different person, and I think I'm more sensitive and caring than I may have, if I hadn't had that experience or grown up that way, than I would have if I didn't. But anyway, when he talked about writing that letter and the things he said, it just like now, the tears just came down. It just like a light went off. I'd never thought about that person, even though I carry a lot of her baggage, and up here I'm still struggling. I have some of the same issues that I did before with self-worth and, thinking I'm not good enough or pretty enough or worthy. It's a daily battle. But, she got me here. And it was very moving. So I appreciate that video and that honesty and people sharing their lives with us. It's much harder than I thought. I'm working on it. But I just wanted to say that, and he's just one of the people that I've been watching for years. So thank you if you're watching this. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.